Hey guys, and welcome to this edition of Scruff's Garage. So today in the garage I have my 97 Jeep TJ, and the project at hand, I'm going to install a bumper and a winch. Give you a closer look here. This is the CrawlTek Pyro mid-width bumper with the push bar or bull bar, I think is what they call it. They have another version with a stinger that comes up a little higher, but I like this one because it was a little more low profile. And then I've got the Harbor Freight Badland winch. Just as a reference point for this bumper, this is their mid-width bumper. This bumper is 50 inches wide. For comparison, the stock front bumper, without the little bumperette things, is 54 inches. So it will be slightly more narrow than the stock bumper. And just a close-up on the bumper. What I liked about it, it has the integrated winch mount so that you don't have to run a separate winch plate. This is not intended to be a step-by-step how-to installation video, but I will give you some overviews as I go through it. Installing a front bumper is pretty straightforward. You've got 2 bolts here. There's a third one on the bottom, so 6 total. We'll take this off. I still have the sway bar cover, so that will need to come off. 2 little bolts to pop that off. And then I believe this bumper is going to require me to take the bracket for the sway bar bushing off, or at least one of the bolts out. I'll see what it needs as I get to that. Apologies for the fans running in the background, but here's a quick look at how the sway bar mount will bolt through the winch plate. So when you get this lined up, this bolt and this bolt will go through. Kind of give you a sense of how that will sit in there. It's probably easier to see now before the winch is mounted. Before we actually install the bumper, we're going to put the winch on the bumper and then install the bumper. So it'll be easier to see things right now. So that you have clearance to get to all the mounting bolts for mounting the winch to the bumper, you'll have to put the winch onto the bumper before you put it on the Jeep. Start by installing the fair lead. If you wait to put this on after the winch is in place, you really won't have room to get to the nuts that go on the back side of this. So this goes first. Run your winch cable through. Here's how I supported the back of the bumper. So that gave me some room to access under here to get the ratchet in there. Of course, the winch comes with the nut inserts there that fit into a slot there, and then the bolts come up through the bottom. There's 4 of those. Per the instructions, the torque spec is 30 to 33 foot-pounds, so make sure you get those snug. But that's not particularly a high number, so don't go crazy. So at this point, this is fairly heavy, but we'll transfer this over to the Jeep. And as we talked about before, it will slip up under the sway bar bracket, and then we'll get it bolted to the Jeep, and then we'll work on the winch wiring. Okay, the bumper is just lightly set in place. You'll probably need someone to help you. The bumper comes with new grade 8 hardware. That will be your mounting hardware up here. And then for the sway bar mount, you'll reuse the hardware that you took out. I set the winch all the way forward in the bumper. The winch mount in the bumper is slotted, So I pushed it all the way forward, and you can kind of see they gave me just enough clearance behind it and enough clearance to the grill that I can route my power and negative cables. So keep that in mind as you're positioning the winch in the bumper. I just finished the wiring for the winch. I'll give you a close look, and then we'll talk through how I routed it and how I wired it. So the power and negative cable, I went down under the radiator. It comes up here. I've got it zip tied in a couple of places. And then the Harbor Freight winch comes with a battery disconnect. This is on the power side, so you can turn power on or power off. One other cool tool I'll show you. If you ever have to mark a blind hole such as that, because you need to drill it, and for whatever reason maybe you can't get a punch or some other marker to locate where you need to drill a hole, this tool, this is from Ox, they call it the Tuff Shot. Basically you would position it over the hole that you want to mark. You press down on it, and it's just a little puff of air with chalk in it. It's like this fluorescent colored chalk, and will mark holes that you can't get to. So then when you pull it out, obviously marked on the fender is where you would need to drill. I've used this for a variety of things, and it's really handy. Just a nice option to have in your toolbox. Installing the disconnect required shortening the power cable. I bought a crimping tool, which came with a bunch of lugs as well. So I shortened this cable, and then I was able to use the other end of it to go to my battery terminals. And then I mounted it here on the fender, easy to get to. The negative cable is uninterrupted. I had a little extra, so I coiled it, and that runs all the way here to the battery. I've seen some people connect the power cable to the winch here at the fuse box. The drawback to that, the winch can pull some very high amperage. If you can't see it very well, but the little battery cable there, while it does connect directly to the battery, is a very small gauge power cable compared to the big thick 2-gauge power cable that goes to the winch. So if you connect your winch to this power port, you're putting all the winch load through that little factory cable, and it's not designed for that type of amperage. And should you burn that out, you've now lost power to your fuse box, which is going to create all kinds of other problems and could leave you stranded on the trail. While you should be very careful and mindful of how you route your power cord, obviously you don't want it rubbing on anything metal or sharp, and it comes with a nice sheathing on it. Should that wear through at any point, if you did not have a disconnect in line, basically you've got a short straight from the battery, and you'll have arcing and sparking, and you could have a fire hazard. So wiring in the disconnect, this is a nice feature that's included with the winch and worth the effort to install. I also converted the factory battery terminals to this military style terminal. That's what you'll find them when you look them up, say on something like Amazon. So this is the factory terminal. I cut the two ends off and wired in lugs, right, because they were soldered into this. And I connected lugs to these, heat shrink them, that sort of thing. This bolt is what keeps it tight on the main lug of the battery. And then this bolt that goes through allows you to have additional connections. So I've got the two factory connections there, plus the winch connection here. If I needed to add anything else, I certainly could. I bought this kit from a company called Fastronix. I'll leave a link to that in the episode notes. You can just get it on Amazon. These seem to be good quality terminals, so that's worth the investment, not only for powering your winch, but also the other electrical components in the Jeep. This added a significant amount of time. I probably spent as much time cutting off the terminals and crimping on the new lugs because these are a little challenging to work with because they're still in the vehicle, so you don't always have a lot of clearance. But this probably took as much time as bolting on the bumper and the winch, but in my opinion makes for a cleaner install that will last longer. And here's a final look at the bumper and the winch, so you can get a sense of the front profile. As I mentioned early on, I got the bumper with the what they call the bull bar as opposed to the stinger. The bull bar is a little lower, so in this case it's very similar to the height of the winch. If you got the stinger, it would come up higher. You can also get a sense of the width of the bumper. Like I said earlier, just slightly more narrow than the factory steel part of the bumper. So there we go. Overall, I'm very happy both with the looks of the bumper, the quality of the bumper. I'm excited about the winch. The installation turned out very well. I'm very happy with that. If you have any questions, feel free to post those in the comments below. As always, I'll try to help where I can. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Scruff's Garage. I'll see you next time.